I feel like deep down, maybe he kind of likes you, even though he hates you, because sometimes, of course, he mostly hates you, but...
Yes, Jim Acosta.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wonder if you could comment on this disconnect that we seem to have in this country. What do you say to
you don't really believe that stat? Do you really believe that?
What do you? Well,
Take a look at our federal prisons.
I believe in facts and statistics and data.
Okay, more quick. Let's go.
But let me just ask you this: what do you say to your critics because you couldn't get it through other ways?
Moms, what do you think? Do you think I'm creating something? Ask these incredible women who lost their daughters and their son.
One of the statements that you made in the tail end of the campaign in the midterms.
Here we go.
If you don't mind, Mr. President, that this caravan was an invasion. As you know, Mr. President,
I consider it to be an invasion.
As you know, Mr. President, the caravan was not an invasion.
Thank you for telling me that.
But your campaign had an ad showing migrants climbing over walls and so on.
Well, that's true. But they weren't actors.
They're not going to be doing that.
They weren't actors.
They're hundreds of miles away, though. They're hundreds and hundreds of miles away. That's not an invasion.
Honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN.
All right.
And if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
If I may ask one other question, Mr. President, if I may ask one other question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President, I was going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President,
that's enough.
Mr. President, I had one other question, if I may ask, on the Russia investigation. Are you concerned that you may have?
I'm not concerned about anything with the Russian
investigation
because it's a hoax. That's enough. Put down the mic.
Mr. President, are you worried about indictments coming down in this investigation?
You're a very rude person. The way you treat Sarah Huckabee is horrible. And the way you treat other people are horrible. You shouldn't treat people that way. Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter. Go ahead.
In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts his butt.
Well, I'm not
like
a big fan of yours either.
President, you repeatedly, over the course of the...
just sit down, please. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead. John Roberts, go ahead, John. No. John Roberts, go ahead. CNN's fake news. I don't take questions. I don't take questions from CNN. CNN is fake news. I don't take questions from CNN. John Roberts of Fox.
Allegations against
what does he mean by that? Explain. What does that mean?
I think it would be great if a female.
What does it mean? No, what does it mean?
It would be great if a female reporter would ask you a question about this issue. So if you don't mind,
I wouldn't mind that at all. No, wouldn't mind it at all.
All right. Well, let me. If I
wouldn't make any difference to me.
All right.
Go ahead.
Mr. President, did you say that you want more people to come in from Norway? Did you say that you wanted more people to come in from Norway? Is that true, Mr. President?
I want them to come in from everywhere. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks, everyone. Jim, thank you.
Jim?
Thank you very much. And just for the record, we don't hate you. I don't hate you.
Okay.
So pass that along. But,
ask Jeff Zucker how he got his job.
Well, if I may follow up on some of the questions that have taken place so far here, sir, and I don't know which microphone to hold here. I've got 3 microphones.
Do help the people, and your ratings aren't as good as some of the other people that are waiting.
They're pretty good right now, actually, Mr. President. But
I'm really not a bad person, by the way. No, but the tone is such. I do get good ratings. You have to admit that. I'm actually having a very good time. Okay. I'm not ranting anyway. Go ahead.
I may just one more follow-up.
Should I let him have a little bit more? What do you think, Peter? Peter, should I let him have a little bit more? Sit down. Sit down. We'll get it.
Just because of the attack of fake news and attacking our network, I just want to ask you, sir.
I'm changing it from fake news, though.
Doesn't that undermine?
Very fake news.
I know, but aren't you?
Go ahead.
Real news, Mr. President. Real news.
And you're not related to our new...
I am not related, sir, no. I do like the sound of Secretary Acosta, I must say.
You know, I looked at that name. I said, wait a minute. Is there any relation there? Alex Acosta.
I'm sure you checked that out, sir.
No, I checked it. They said, no, sir. I said, do me a favor. Go back and check the family tree. Yeah, please. Go ahead. Jim.
Yes, Mr. President, if I could follow up on the question about your comments with Vladimir Putin about Russian meddling. Yeah. Were you afraid of offending him on that subject?
No, not at all. I don't really care about offending people. I sort of thought you'd know that.
Well, you passed up an opportunity there.
And by the way, congratulations. I understand your book. Is it doing well?
It's doing very well, Mr. President.
Really?
I'll get you an autographed copy.
Good.
If you like.
Send it. I want to see it.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Send me a copy.
We have a press conference, and during this press conference, he calls me very fake news. And then after the press conference is over, I get a phone call, and it's from one of his top aides, Hope Hicks. And she goes, Jim, I just want you to know the president said you were very professional today, and he said Jim gets it.